Good morning, students. This is Padmanabham, Botany NEET faculty. Today in this class, I'm going to discuss about the different kinds of styles. The last class we discussed about ovary style stigma, that is carpel. Within the ovary, the arrangement or development of ovules on the thick fusion-like tissue called placenta, known as placentation. Different kinds of placentation also we discussed. Now, how the style was develops from the ovary based on the development of style from the ovary. The styles are three types, that is, one, terminal style, lateral style, and gynobasic style. What is terminal style? Let us see here. This is the ovary. From the tip of the ovary, that means apex of the ovary, the style was developed. Such styles which are developed from the apex of the ovary are called terminal style. Okay? Such terminal styles are found in majority of the plants like Datura, China rose, etc. Whereas from the lateral side of the ovary, like this, lateral style of the ovary, the style will be developed. Lateral side of the ovary, the style was developed. Such style is called what ma? Lateral style. Such as in Mangifera, whereas from the base of the ovary, this is the ovary, from the base of the ovary the style was developed. The styles which was developed from the base of the ovary was otherwise called as gynobasic style. From here itself, you see, right? So this is found in Ocimum, Tulasi, right? So from apex or tip of the ovary, the style emerges. Such styles are said to be terminal styles. From the lateral side of the ovary, the style will develop, that is called lateral style, found in mango. And from the base of the ovary, the style was emerges, that is called gynobasic style, found in Ocimum. Likewise, the stigmatic lobes also simple like this, without any lobes. This type of styles are otherwise called as capitate or simple stigma. The stigmatic lobes, the stigma was not divisible into lobes and was simple, is said to be capitate stigma or simple stigma. Whenever the stigma was divisible into lobes like this, based on the number of lobes, they are said to be bifid. Means what? Stigma was divided into two, bifid. Our stigma was divided into three lobes, trifid. Stigma was divided into five lobes, pentafid. Trifid, bifid, pentafid. Bilobed, trilobed, pentalobed. Means stigma was divisible into lobes or simple capitate stigma. So stigma is the receptive area of pollen grain. Style is the connecting tube-like structure with the ovary to stigma. Ovary is the basal part, fertile part, which consists number of ovules, that may be one to many ovules, on the caudal-like tissue called placenta. So the types of placentation: marginal, axial, precentral, then basal, superficial, already discussed in the previous class. That is about a gynoecium, fourth whole of a flower. Right? After completion of flower topic, detailed discussion of flower, now we are going to discuss about fruits. After fertilization, after fertilization in a flower, the ovary, style, stigma or the gynoecium, calyx and corolla, androecium, etc. are there now. The ovary becomes fruit. Ovary becomes fruit. The ovule develops as seeds. After fertilization, the ovary becomes fruit, ovule becomes seeds, remaining floral whorls such as calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, etc. are all withered off. Means the stalk of the flower is there. Ovary forms a fruit wall. That fruit wall technically said to be pericarp. Technical word of the fruit wall is called pericarp, right? Within the ovary, the ovules are developed into seeds. So, ovules develops into seeds, ovary develops into fruit. Simultaneously takes place after fertilization in the flowers. The remaining parts, that is what calyx, wither off, corolla, wither off, androecium, wither off, style, stigma, also wither off. Calyx, corolla, androecium, style, stigma, all are fall off or wither off, disintegrated. The ovary becomes fruit. Within the ovary, the ovules becomes transformed as seeds after fertilization. So what is a fruit? Means the fertilized ovary is called fruit. The wall of the fruit is called what? Pericarp. Okay. So now we are going to discuss about different kinds of fruits in angiospermic plants. In angiospermic plants, the different kinds of fruits. Generally, the fruits are classified into true fruits and false fruits. What is false fruit? What is a true fruit? You know, the ovary becomes fruit, the ovules becomes seeds, right? Remaining parts, calyx, corolla are all wither off. But in some fruits, the flowers are having the thalamus grows along with the flower and occupies a complete ovary. Where such condition was seen in the inferior ovaries. In the inferior ovary having flowers, the ovary style stigma is there. The thalamus or receptacle grows along the ovary wall and completely fuses the ovary wall. Is it right? In such inferior ovary having flowers, the flowers are said to be what? Epigynous. In the epigynous flowers, the thalamus grows along the entire length of ovary and covers the ovary. Right? In these flowers, the ovary develops into fruit, that is real fruit. And the thalamus forms a major portion in the fruit formation. So in the fruit formation, the thalamus occupies major part. So the thalamus occupies a major portion in the fruit formation, and the real fruit was developed from the ovary, was found at center, right? So the edible portion is thalamus. Fleshy edible part is thalamus. This is a true fruit. So the true fruit was developed from ovary, the false fruit thalamus. Edible part is thalamus. Other than the ovary occupies major part in the fruit formation is called false fruits. Apple is one of the example. Pyrus malus, scientific name. Pyrus malus is a scientific name of apple. In apple fruit, we edible the thalamus, fleshy thalamus, middle portion, central portion develops from ovary because these flowers are inferior ovary epigynous flowers, right? So here in the false fruit of apple, thalamus occupies major part, right? Not only apple, strawberry, etc. also false fruit. Then another false fruit, cashew nut, anacardium, scientific name anacardium. Here the fleshy pedicel occupies major portion. Fleshy pedicel is a edible part. This is the false fruit. Along with a true fruit also there, that is nothing but a stony pericarp having nut. So nut is the true fruit. True fruit is nut. Fleshy thalamus is false fruit. Where? In the cashew nuts. Whereas in apple, fleshy thalamus is the major part in the formation of fruit. Other than the ovaries, like thalamus or pedicel, occupy major portion, that is fleshy part, and are edible. Such fruits are called what ma? False fruits. Example: apple, cashew, strawberry, etc. Next, what is true fruit? True fruits are developed from ovary. The true fruits directly develops from the ovary of a flower. There is no other parts. Formation of fruit does not involve the other parts of the flower, such as thalamus, pedicel, etc. Here only ovary ripened into fruit, ovules are developed into seeds. These are called true fruits. These true fruits are classified into fleshy, simple fruits, aggregate fruits, and composite fruits. So develops from the ovary. From a flower, the ovary develops into fruit, ovules develops into seeds. Such fruits are called true fruits. In some plants, along with the ovary and ovules, other parts such as thalamus or pedicel occupies major part in the fruit formation called false fruits. Example: apple, cashew nut, we told. What is true fruit means? Development of ovary into fruit, ovules into seed only. There is no involvement of other parts in the fruit formation. Such true fruits are classified into three types based on the type of ovary, right? What is a simple fruit? The simple fruit defined as the fruit was developed from the fruit which one develops from monocarpellary or multicarpellary syncarpous gynoecium of a single flower. Very, very important. You must know about what is a simple fruit. The fruit which one develops from monocarpellary gynoecium or multicarpellary syncarpous gynoecium of a single flower was said to be simple fruits. What are aggregate fruits? A fruit which develops from multicarpellary apocarpous gynoecium of a single flower called aggregate fruits. A fruit which develops from multicarpellary apocarpous. You know about apocarpous and syncarpous. Syncarpous means number of carpels fused. Apocarpous means many carpels which are free. So free carpels develops aggregate fruit. Syncarpous flower develops simple fruits. What is compound fruit or complex fruit or composite fruit? Composite, complex, multiple, these are all the synonyms. A fruit which one develops from large number of flowers. From a whole inflorescence. You know about already inflorescence. Inflorescence means the peduncle which produce large number of flowers in any order. Acropetal order, basipetal order or centripetal or centrifugal, whatever it may be order. So a peduncle has numerous flowers. In the peduncle, the all flowers are involved in fertilization and produce fruits, and total inflorescence becomes into a single fruit. Such fruits are called multiple fruits. So here involvement of a complete inflorescence axis with a large number of flowers. Here a single flower with apocarpous gynoecium, multicarpellary apocarpous gynoecium in aggregate fruits, whereas in simple fruits, a single flower with monocarpal or multicarpellary syncarpous gynoecium involved in the formation of simple fruits. Now we are going to discuss about a category of simple fruits, aggregate fruits and compound fruits with examples, right? Without fertilization, we know that simple fruit, compound fruit, aggregate fruit, false fruit, whatever it may be, after fertilization they were develops. But in some plants, without involvement in fertilization, the fruit formation will take place more. Such fruit formation without fertilization is known as parthenocarpic fruits. The fruit formation without fertilization takes place in some plants by applying some growth regulators or growth hormones called gibberellins and auxins. The growth hormone or growth regulators within the plant body was developed, such as auxins and gibberellins, causes the formation of fruit without involvement in or without participate in fertilization. So the fruit formation takes place without fertilization is called what? Parthenocarpic fruits. Generally, the parthenocarpic fruits are all seedless fruits. So for commercial utilization, for commercial purpose, some plants such as in banana, grapes, pineapples, banana, grapes, pineapple in such fruits, the production or formation of fruits which was involved without involvement in fertilization by applying some growth hormones, the fruit formation was takes place. Such fruits are called what ma? Parthenocarpic fruits, banana, grapes, pineapple, etc., which were commercially exported fruits, which are generally seedless. Generally seedless. Next of all, what is a simple fruit and how they are classified? What are simple fruits? Simple fruit which one develops from a single flower, which one develops from a single flower with mono or multicarpellary syncarpous gynoecium. Right? A fruit which one develops from a single flower of monocarpellary gynoecium or multicarpellary syncarpous gynoecium is termed as simple fruit. Based on the nature of pericarp, nature of fruit wall. Fruit wall is called what ma? Pericarp. Based on the nature of fruit wall or pericarp, at maturity, these simple fruits further classified into two types. That is one, fleshy fruits, dry fruits. You know, tomato, brinjal, banana, apple, these are all at maturity, the fruit wall called pericarp becomes fleshy and are edible part. Right? So the fruit wall, that is pericarp, at maturity being fleshy and was edible and also differentiated into three layers more. For example, outer epicarp, middle mesocarp, inner endocarp. The pericarp was divisible into three layers. Outermost layer epicarp, middle layer mesocarp, inner layer endocarp. In a fleshy fruit, the three distinguishable layers were seen. What is fleshy fruit? After maturity, the pericarp, that is fruit wall, pericarp, fruit wall becomes fleshy and edible. But in dry fruits, it's also a simple fruit, but in dry fruit, at maturity, the fruit wall becomes dry by losing the water content, fleshy content, and evaporation of water leads to conversion of the fruit wall into dry. That dried fruits having seeds, that seeds automatically open and release in some fruits, or after disintegration of fruit wall or after damaging of the fruit wall only the seeds gets released out. Okay, based on the dehiscence nature, dehiscence, open, breaking, based on the breaking nature, these dry fruits are further divisible into three types, that is dry dehiscent fruits, dry indehiscent fruits, and dry schizocarpic fruits. Dry dehiscent, at maturity the fruit wall becomes dry and opens. After opening, the seeds are liberated. Even at maturity, the fruit wall becomes dry but does not open at all. After disintegration of pericarp, after damaging of pericarp, or after manipulation of pericarp, only the seeds are released. Here, schizocarpic fruits exhibit both dehiscence as well as indehiscent character. At the time of examples, we are going to explain in detail, right? So, first of all, what are fleshy fruits? Fleshy means at maturity, the fruit wall becomes fleshy and was divisible into three layers and is edible. Fleshy outer wall is called epicarp, middle wall is called mesocarp, inner wall is called endocarp. The fleshy fruits are further divisible into some types. So about fleshy fruits, now we are going to discuss in this class. About different kinds of fleshy fruits only we are going to discuss in this class. Okay? What are fleshy fruits? Different types of fleshy fruits. Number one, berry. Number two, drupe. Number three, pepo. Number four, pome. Hesperidium. Berry, drupe, pepo, pome, hesperidium, balasta, and amphisarca are the different kinds of fleshy fruits. Berry, pome, drupe, hesperidium, pepo, balasta, amphisarca. Out of these, several fruits are there, but some of the important in our syllabus, that is about one by one. About berry, we are now going to discuss. What is a berry fruit? The berry fruit is develops from bi or multicarpellary syncarpous gynoecium of a single flower. So the berry fruit was developed from bi or multicarpellary syncarpous gynoecium with superior ovary or inferior ovary. Some fruits develop from superior ovary, some other fruits develop from inferior ovary. The fruit wall was divisible into outer thin epicarp, middle mesocarp, and inner endocarp. These both middle mesocarp and inner endocarp fuse together and forms a pulp, edible part, such as in tomato, brinjal, grapes, etc. are the superior berries, whereas inferior berries are guava. Guava. So tomato, brinjal, grapes are superior berries, inferior berry guava. Whatever it may be, inferior or superior, in these fruits, outer epicarp was very thin, middle mesocarp and inner endocarp was fused together and forms pulp, which is edible portion. Seeds are many. Seeds are many and hard. Seeds are many and hard. You see the brinjal, The outer epicarp, middle mesocarp, and inner endocarp was seen, and pulp was formed. As well as in tomatoes. Outer epicarp, middle mesocarp, and inner endocarp was fused together and forms a pulp. Right? Banana also berry fruit. Banana. Right? That is about berry. The fruit develops from bi or multicarpal syncarpus dinoecium. The fruit was divisible into outer thin epicarp, middle and inner endocarp. Mesocarp becomes fused and forms pulp. Seeds are many and very hard. Pulp is edible portion. Tomato, brinjal, etc. The examples of superior berries. Guava is example for inferior berry. Then drupe. One of the important fruit it is. This fruit only given in NCERT book, remaining are all additional points, right? What is a drupe? This fruit also develops from bi or multicarpellary syncarpus gynoecium with a superior ovary. With a superior ovary. These drupes are classified into two types, that is a mango and one coconut. Means a single hard endocarp was found with a seed. So in these fruits, these are called single seeded drupes. Each drupe fruit have a single seed only, which forms a single hard endocarp. The mesocarp, epicarp. Epicarp was leathery thin. Mesocarp was edible. Fleshy and edible mesocarp was found in mango. But here, coconut, epicarp is thin, leathery. Mesocarp was fibrous. Very important. Mesocarp was fleshy, edible in mango. Mesocarp was fibrous in coconut. What is the edible part in coconut? The liquid or solid endosperm present inside the seed was the edible part. What is endosperm? After fertilization, the central cell of the embryo sac fused with a male gamete and forms endosperm. I will explain about endosperm under fertilization topic, right? So you keep in your mind the edible part of the coconut is inside the seed, liquid or solid endosperm is the edible part. In mango, the mesocarp, fleshy mesocarp is the edible part. Fleshy mesocarp is the edible part in mango. Inside the seed, liquid or solid endosperm, not endocarp. Endosperm is the edible part in coconut. So endocarp, that is a inner layer of fruit made up with a single hard stony seeds. Hard single seeded fleshy fruits are called drupes. Example, mango and coconut. Next, pepo. This fruit was developed from tricarpellary syncarpus unilocular inferior ovary. Tricarpellary syncarpus gynoecium of a single flower with inferior ovary. These fruits are developed. Pepo. These fruits are the characteristic feature of Cucurbitaceae family. Cucurbitaceae means cucumbers, pumpkins, watermelon, muskmelon, bitter gourd, sour gourd, etc. Gourds, Cucurbitaceae family. This fruit, pepper, which one was developed from tricarpellary syncarpus unilocular inferior ovary. Whenever you see these fruits are characteristic feature of hard leathery rind. Outer epicarp was a hard leathery rind. Middle mesocarp was and inner endocarp was very smooth. Mesocarp was fleshy and edible. Fleshy mesocarp, smooth endocarp, and leathery rind-like epicarp. Leathery rind-like epicarp. Middle mesocarp is a pulpy, edible. Endocarp was very smooth. Tricarpellary syncarpus unilocular gynoecium develops into a pepper fruit. It is the fruit belongs to Cucurbitaceae family, cucumber, pumpkin, watermelon. Next, Hesperidium. This is the fruit developed from multicarpellary, multilocular syncarpus gynoecium of multicarpellary syncarpus multilocular gynoecium of superior ovary. Here in these fruits, you see the ovary was divisible into many chambers. Number of chambers. Outer wall is leathery epicarp. With many volatile glands. Number of volatile glands are there in epicarp. Mesocarp was very thin and papery. Papery mesocarp. The endocarp was divisible into many chambers with juicy, succulent hairs. Juicy, succulent hairs are the edible portion. This fruit belongs to family Rutaceae. Example, citrus species, orange, Citrus vulgaris, citrus, oranges, etc. are the example. The family Rutaceae. Here the characteristic fruit was outer epicarp was leathery with volatile glands. Middle mesocarp was very thin papery layer. Endocarp was divisible into number of chambers Within the endocarp, number of chambers have juicy succulent hairs. The juicy succulent hairs are the edible portion in these fruits. It is the fruit characteristic feature of Rutaceae family. Rutaceae family, right? So Hesperidium is belongs to Rutaceae family. So remaining fruits, fleshy fruits and remaining dry fruits we are going to discuss in the next class. Thank you students. Read well and do well. Thank you.